probably the most important things for us overall is that that we're interested in promoting cultural heritage tourism, but also in a way that tells some of these stories in new ways or discovers new stories in the area. And one of the ways that we're doing this is giving special attention to places that have like these layers of our primary themes of African American, Native American, French colonial, European immigration, and then labor and mining. So those are the big themes.
One of the reasons why the project is called the Mythic Mississippi is that's coming out of how I felt crossing the Mississippi River for the first time 40 years ago when we moved here, and just being so excited, thinking as an adult, but oh my goodness, Mark Twain, oh my goodness, Lewis and Clark, Louisiana Purchase, and really having this emotional response to the river, and the idea being that if we can just get people either to leave their home cities or local towns, but especially if we can get them to Springfield because of Abraham Lincoln, which is a sell in itself, that we don't even have to do anything except if they're in Springfield, the web, through advertising, through brochures sprinkled throughout the Springfield sites, and then get people to do these day trips or ideally overnight trips, because that's where the economic benefit comes in to communities, which is what the project is really predicated upon, which is economic and social development around tourism. And we certainly are not envisioning mass tourism to Machu Picchu. We're envisioning a much smaller impact, but one that really can directly benefit communities.
Well, I think the expectation is going to be that when things start to lift, even on a small level, that people are going to be looking for these safer either day trips. They're not going to overnight, perhaps they may, so what it's done is it's shrank their circle of travel, and I think they're focusing so much more on stuff. I grew up in Springfield. I can't tell you how few times I probably went to the Lincoln home, is because it's always there. People ask, oh, do you go to the Arch all the time? Well, no, because it's always there. But now we're looking for those things in our own community, and we're discovering, I think, just how rich our own backyard is, for lack of a better word, but how rich our own backyard is in history, and how many, as I think you guys has mentioned, how deep and how many levels that is.
We are Illinois chauvinists, and one of the origins of this project was the annoyance of Cahokia Mounds, not to be confused with
right. That's the other thing.
Where you are, although Monk's Mound had a group of seminarians on top of it. But it's remarkable that St. Louis appropriates the Illinois sites, the greatest sites, for its tourism market. And that one time when I was at Cahokia Mounds, and they have the usual wooden shelves that have the brochures on it, everything was focused on St. Louis.
Yeah, there's a Budweiser,
Illinois. Yeah, I mean, it was
the Arch, yeah.
Whereas Illinois is really, any place is interesting if you look, but Illinois' history is really, really interesting, and the state as a state tourism bureau, a state government, really is not promoting it the way it should be. And it actually begins with Cahokia Mounds, which is a World Heritage Site, and where Illinois isn't saying, look, we have one of the greatest World Heritage Sites in the world, that we've got the preeminent ancient site in the United States. It's here, it's in Illinois. And